Good evening, everyone, and good afternoon to my UK colleagues and also our fellow students who are actually based in the UK. Thank you all for attending for this session's called titled Why LPDP Sends Students for Public Administration Programs at York. So today we are very honored to have with us Professor Lunt from SPSW Department Social Policy and Social Work Department, Dr. Simona from the Politics Department, and Tondi is our panel for Indonesia, President for Indonesian Society, and also Niputu, who is currently studying Casper program at the university. So I'm going to start off with a very simple introduction about the university, and from there I'll pass this time over to Dr. Simona. Before I proceed further, I'd like to share a video with you so that you know, to give you an overview about how University of York looks like and the feel of it, and please enjoy.
These are no ordinary times, but through adversity, we shine. The extraordinary will rise. You have potential to fulfill, and time won't stand still. The world will go on. It's time to take the next step. Get ready to thrive. We can provide you with the keys to the future. The world needs bright minds like yours. And with our support, there is no end to what you can achieve. Believe. It's time to choose what you want to be, what you want to do. Your moment is now. It's time to choose. Choose to further your education through hard work and dedication. Choose to embrace opportunity. Be a part of a global community. Find all you need. Choose to succeed. Don't hold back. Be ahead of the pack. Choose to be inspired. Choose to do it all in a place admired around the world. Choose a place that's buzzing, that's vibrant and warm, that's friendly and thriving, unique and exciting, inviting to all. Choose a place that's diverse and quirky. Choose a place of academic integrity, of culture and history, an environment that's future shaping and history making. It's time to choose. So make your choice, a choice for more, because the choice is yours, and the choice is yours.
Established in 1963, University of York is a top Russell Group institution in the UK. We belong to a prestigious group of research-intensive and academically excellent universities. As you could see from this slide, we are ranked top 10 out of 155 universities in the UK for research impact. We are also ranked a top 150 university worldwide, where we are ranked 133rd in the Times Higher Education World Ranking this year. We are ranked a world top 45 for arts and humanities, top 100 for social sciences, and top 175 for life sciences. Overall, we are ranked top 16 in the UK according to the Guardian University Guide. York gains a very strong reputation for providing excellent academic support and learning opportunities for our students, as we are ranked top 1 for these among the Russell Group universities according to the National Student Survey, as you can see over here. Our students have fantastic career prospects after graduation. As you could see that 93% of our postgraduate students are either in employment or further studies 6 months after graduations. As for the overall, we have a community of close to 200,000 students from 150 countries, which creates a dynamic and culturally enriching student society on campus. We have also produced over 125,000 alumni in more than 180 countries worldwide. This is an extremely valuable global community network that benefits our graduates and alumni in their professional development and career progression. At York, we work hard to provide a conducive learning and living environment for our students with an investment of £500 million in building new accommodation and state-of-the-art teaching and research facilities. So that ends my very simple introduction about the University of York, and I would like to pass this time over to Dr. Simona for her presentation about the politics department, as well as the public administration programs. Dr. Simona, over to you.
Thank you very much, Edwina, and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to share the screen with you again and just introduce our MAs in public administration in the Department of Politics. I'm going to talk a little bit about also collaborations within the university. So I'm going to share this with you now. Right. So we have a range of programs in public administration in the Department of Politics. And I'm going to let you know what we do, and I'm going to show you kind of the remit of the different modules. Also on the screen, if you see this presentation, you can click on the links and see the full development of the programs. So overall, we have 3 programs in public administration and public policy, Masters in Public Administration, and MPA in International Development, which are looked at jointly in our department because we have a single program convener for a program leader for all of them, which means that we do a lot of events for this entire cohort in public administration jointly. So students in these programs get to meet each other quite often in different formats, either for induction sessions or for dissertation sessions. And they share some modules and they get to meet students from all over the world. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the distinctiveness of these programs when we look at the modules that we offer. But just to give you a hint and something that my colleagues will also refer to, the role of program leaders at York is linked to the fact that we have several tiers of supervision that we offer students. On the one hand, you have program leaders which are in charge of programs, and they have an overall look at what's happening, what kind of support we offer to students on these programs. We also have academic supervisors, which are supervising individual students and help you out while you're at York on your individual pathways, and also have graduate program directors, which have a general look at our entire graduate program. So there's a lot of support and supervision that we offer within this structure. So I'm going to show you what we do on these programs in terms of the modules that we offer. And what I would like to emphasize is that all our public policy programs have a mix of core modules and optional modules. The core modules are compulsory, and they offer, if you like, an introduction to the core elements of the program. In the case of the MA in Public Administration and Public Policy, we have most of our modules are delivered in-house in the Department of Politics. This is a program that is usually very attractive to students who have just finished their undergraduate studies because they feel this is a continuation of their academic type of program. So we have a lot of modules here, particularly the core modules, which consolidate knowledge that you might have gained previously, both in terms of looking at the institutions that are relevant for public administration and theories that you can work with in the field of public policy. But also more applied modules in the spring term. So we start with the theory in the first term, and then we move on to more applied modules such as principles of policy advice and public management and delivery, which look at examples from all over the world and policy areas. We also have a range of options, and I'm going to show you what our options are. So we have a mix of compulsory modules and choice, which is quite widespread in the case of our programs. And students finish their degree with a dissertation, which is a major component of the program, which allows students to engage in individual research with the help of a dedicated supervisor from our academic staff. The Masters in Public Administration is distinct from our previous program in the sense that it is delivered jointly among several departments, not just politics. And my colleague Nia Lunt will also talk about the programs that social policy and social work are delivering, but we have to emphasize that we actually work collaboratively on this project, on these programs. And actually, this is one of the biggest attractions for our programs. The fact that we show students different points of views, different interdisciplinary approaches, in terms of the structure of the program. So here, most of our options are concentrated in the autumn term, in the first term, where students first engage with the theories that are going to use, they are going to use later on in writing their main research piece, which is the policy report. And then 2 options are available. And then we have a mix in the spring term of modules which are delivered across a variety of departments, whether it's York Management School or social policy and social work. And these bring for the students a variety of skills and knowledge regarding public administration that comes from different subdisciplines. So all of these are applied modules, where students get to meet practitioners, where a lot of practitioner experience is imparted to students, whether we talk about public management and delivery or strategic planning or managing public finances. Another big difference with the previous program is that instead of a dissertation, students do a policy report at the end of their studies, which is a lot more practical, experience-based type of assessment, which encourages students to pick a policy area that they are interested in and unpack it and work around this in a policy report, which is obviously theoretically informed. And our final program, which is the Masters in Public Administration in International Development, has a similar structure to the previous program, with the main difference that it engages with theories and politics of development governance. And the profile of our students also varies greatly, because on this program, we usually get students who are interested in working in the voluntary sector, or they have had significant experience of working in the voluntary sector, particularly from Asia, Africa, and some UK students who are interested in specifically in the voluntary sector and working in international development organizations. So it's quite heavily oriented towards providing students with a theoretical basis for their program, both in terms of theories of the policy process, but also theories of development. And again, we have a policy report at the end of it, which is supposed to be more practice-based. We also have a really big variety in terms of the optional modules. And I know it's a very small table and might be difficult to read, so I apologize for that. But it just gives you an idea of the range of modules that we offer and the variation that we offer across these programs. Some of these modules would vary from year to year depending on staff availability, but generally we have quite a large variety of modules that also touch on issues related to public policy and development, public policy and global politics, and it really showcases the range of research that we have in the department, the focus on interdisciplinarity, and also the focus on other parts of the world than just Europe. So I hope you will have a look at these modules, and as you can see, we truly cover the entire world in terms of the approach. Why study politics at York? So I'm going to repeat myself a bit here, but I cannot stress enough the multicultural aspect of our programs. And I think this is valid for both politics and other departments at York. Because our MA cohorts in particular come from all over the world. So we have students and staff from about 150 countries on a regular basis. And teaching on our modules reflects that, because our staff is also multicultural. Yeah? We have staff members from literally all over the world that engage in teaching and research on other parts of the world, not just Europe or the UK. And also the emphasis that we place in our programs are linked to building communication, research, and writing skills. So we deliver most of our programs in politics, and we assess them through essays. So a lot of the delivery is focused on creating independent thinkers through seminar discussions, through debates. We have a lot of guest speakers that usually engage students in a conversation about what public policy is, particularly guests from the public sector. And we have a very clear component in our programs, all our programs, related to independent studies, encouraging people to engage in research and gaining those vital research skills that will help with the rest of your career. And that is something that we have embedded in our dissertation and policy reports study modules, and which is linked to the fact that most of our assessments are written in the form of essays. We're also interdisciplinary, not only in terms of the modules that we provide, but also the fact that we co-teach on these programs with other departments. So these modules are not only delivered by politics, but also by management, social policy, and social work. We have programs which are delivered by law, the law department, particularly on human rights modules, and the Research Center for Social Sciences. And last but not least, if you're interested in applying with us, the postgraduate entry requirements are very clearly visible when you try to apply, and you should know that we are looking for a 2:1 UK degree or the equivalent of that, or a GPA of 3.0 out of 4. The IELTS requirements have been lowered for this academic year, and most courses currently require an IELTS 6.0. There's also information that you can find if you click on this link about the language criteria specific for individual countries. And if you have any questions about entry requirements or things like that, I'm very happy to answer them. So I'm gonna leave this to questions whenever you have them. And I will stop sharing the screen now. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Simona. Now I will pass this time over to Professor Neil, and he's from the Social Policy and Social Work Department. Prof, over to you.
Thanks, Edwina. Delighted to be able to join everybody and wish you a good evening. And I want to talk about social policy and social work as a department, and particularly the 21-month CASPER programme. And the CASPER programme is an MPA, and it is an abbreviation of comparative, applied, social public policy, evaluation and research. And over 21 months, we seek to work with students on a range of policy and research activities. It's 21 months that starts in September and finishes at formally graduation, and I'll say a little bit more about that later. Edwina talked about the foundation of the university, and the university is just over 50 years old, and our department was established in 1966, only with 6 students. And from those humble beginnings, it's become one of the biggest and most prestigious in the world. We now have around 1,000 students each year and 90 staff. And within the department, we're strongly research focused. We're a research intensive department, and staff undertake research for a whole range of policymakers and high profile organizations. Some of those are global, such as the OECD and UNICEF. Some of them are national, like the NHS and Department of Work and Pensions. And some of them are more local, reflecting our interests in the North, the Northwest, and Yorkshire. We're very proud of our research expertise. Social policy and administration in the QS World Rankings is in the top 10, and we're very pleased to hold that position. Our research in the regular research ratings exercise is rated very highly. At the last exercise, social policy and social work was rated 3rd overall in the UK for its research. And if we looked at our impact, and as a department, we want to do work that changes policy, that makes a difference in people's lives, we were ranked 1st in the UK for research impact. And over half of our research was seen to be world leading research in terms of shaping health, social care, social security, and a range of other public service areas. Within the Department of Social Policy and Social Work, there are a number of research activities that we undertake, and those span areas that include health and social care, mental health, housing, children, criminal justice. We have particular interests in social welfare and social development, and also a really strong global focus. So one of the things that we've developed a reputation in is around cross-national comparative research, and that includes a strong focus on East Asia and Southeast Asia as well in our research activities and our collaborative relationships. The thing that unites all of those thematic areas is that we bring tools of analysis that are those of policy analysis. We explore the policy making process. We explore issues around public spending, around the finance, around the feasibility of particular policy developments. We're also interested in the implementation and the delivery of policy. There's no point having good policy design that doesn't work in practice, and we think about some of the challenges of getting policies to work in place at the right time with the right target population. And we're also strongly interested in policy outcomes. How do we know that particular interventions are doing what we want them to do? What's the evidence? What's the empirical basis on which we can show that a policy is contributing or not contributing to well-being? Now, in the audience, there might be a range of thematic interests that you have, whether in terms of tax, whether in terms of health, whether in terms of criminal justice, education, housing, children, social services, and so on. For each and every one of those, we'll be able to ensure that you are equipped with tools that are conceptual, theoretical and practical, in terms of being able to undertake policy analysis, to understand those delivery challenges, and to make sense of the impact and the outcomes that those policies are having on particular populations in particular regions and communities. Within the department, there are a wide range of programs that are undergraduate, that are postgraduate. I'm here really to talk about the MPA Casper program, which is a 21-month program. It's important to say that on campus, you would also be within lecture settings and seminar settings with a range of other students for some of your activities. And as Simona has outlined, that's really important because it gives you the opportunity to mix with people from across the globe, people with different interests. And some one-year programs that we offer that would share some core modules with Casper include Global Social Policy, Global Crime and Justice, and the MA Comparative and International Social Policy. Everything we do in terms of teaching is informed by research. Our research staff are focused on research and keen to share the fruits of their research with you. And that covers core activities around policy analysis, which includes understanding policy making, understanding the interplay of power and policy delivery. It includes social policy in terms of thematic areas, whether those be around taxation, health, social services, whatever. We bring those thematic interests. What we also add within the MPA Casper program that is perhaps more unique is a strong emphasis on social science research methods. That is research methods that are both quantitative and qualitative, and also an approach to research that allows you to think about research within your own country setting, but also cross-national and comparative research that includes work that perhaps allows you to understand the activities of OECD countries, other ASEAN countries, and to put data and evidence on a comparative basis. The Casper program is a program that has a particular target population, and the target population is mid-career public servants. So in terms of access to the program, we ask you to have 3 years experience within a public sector or NGO agency. We then work with you over the 21 months in terms of policy and research core modules. We also, and I know Simona has talked to this, we encourage a specialization. Each and every person that is on the program has a particular focus that's their own, related to their own professional background, their own particular job role, and perhaps their own career aspirations. At different points in the program, you're required to build on that interest in terms of what you write assessments about, the particular detailed research activities that you undertake. And crucially, we require you to engage in significant independent study. Of course, there's great support in terms of supervision, in terms of mentorship, and also in terms of peer support. But independent study is a core requirement in what we seek to develop. So foundations, core activities allow you to work to study a greater complexity, but also in terms of a holism that brings together a number of activities that you will do across the program. We emphasize within the CASPER program that there is a learning community. There's typically a small cohort, around about 10 or 12 that are admitted each year. Within that particular group, we seek to work as a group. There are group activities, there are group projects. There's also a distinct element of one-to-one bespoke activity, whereby as part of your assessment over the 2 years, you're required to work on compiling portfolio learning. You have a mentor that supports you to do that. And that portfolio is based around your particular interests, your particular aspirations, and your particular career plans. So I'll say a little bit more about the core modules and then talk more about that portfolio learning activity. In year 1, you will complete core modules that are focused on social policy analysis. You will undertake research methods training that explores comparative and international approaches, including comparative data sets. In the second term, you'll talk more about globalization and social policy and develop an interest in a particular thematic area of activity, whether that be trade, whether that be health, whether that be taxation, education. Comparative social policy focuses on the role of markets and changing ways in which we deliver public service, a strong emphasis on public service markets. It's comparative. We look at the experience of different countries. We also look at a broad range of policy domains. And then you will complete the first year by undertaking an applied policy transfer project that gets you to look at theory and gets you to look at practice. In the second year, we pivot particularly to research design and research methods, and you will complete a core introduction to research design. You'll specialize in qualitative and quantitative methods. Some of you may choose the option of global social problems. What everyone will do at the end of their time on the York campus is to complete an independent scoping review that gets you to apply techniques and approaches that you will have learnt to undertake a scoping review around a particular topic of interest to you. Now, what's common across both years, year 1 and year 2, is that you will be working towards your professional portfolio activities. What do those consist of? Well, a number of things we'll do as a group, but a number of things that you will do individually as a professional public servant. We will have external speakers from the public sector and from local government and from NGOs. We will have very focused and applied masterclass activities, including, for example, those that look at evaluation in a series of weeks and those that look at the role of behavioural science in policy making over a series of weeks. But we'll also encourage you to look outward from the York campus, to attend conferences, to network, to seek out opportunities, knowledge and soft skill development, including further training that is bespoke and specific to you, depending on your own particular needs and interests. To help you do that, we will provide a training budget that you can use for travel, for attendance, and for associated costs in terms of compiling your portfolio research activities. The program is 21 months, so many students will arrive in September and settle, begin the program typically towards the end of September. The way we structured the program was that we wanted to have everybody working intensively towards final graduation. And so all being well, the Casper students complete all work, graduate, and are able to attend the final graduation ceremony before returning home to their own particular role and their own particular professional organisation. And I must say that over the years, there's always been a great vibrancy at that graduation from Indonesian colleagues who've attended the programme over the years. The final thing that I want to say, and I guess this is the only slide that I'm showing you without pictures of former students, is that social policy, social work is moving into a new building in the coming months, and it's a fantastic building with just incredible spaces, both for staff and for students, but most importantly for interaction across those groups. We very much look forward to welcoming you to our new building, but also to the campus as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof, for a very detailed explanation about the Social Policy and Social Work Department, as well as the course, the programs offered for Casper. Now, I would like to invite Niputu. She's one of our current Casper student who's studying at, who's actually from LPDP sponsorship. So Niputu, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Edwina. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Niputu Purnami Jayanti, but you can call me Putu. I'm currently a student in MPA Casper in the first year. As Professor Neil said, MPA Casper stands for Master of Public Administration, Comparative Applied, Social and Public Policy Evaluation and Research. Yeah. Here I want to talk, not talk, but more to share information. Yeah, share information about my experience in social policy student and the department academic support. I think it's better if I speak in Bahasa, ya, Edwina, because I think most of 100 attendees here is Indonesian.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Seperti yang tadi Profesor Neil telah sebutkan, beliau adalah salah satu profesor saya di sini. Beliau sangat baik sekali. MPA Casper ini adalah kuliah dalam jangka waktu 21 bulan full time yang merupakan top 10 by subject based on QS ranking. Subjeknya sangat bagus, oleh karena itu masuk dalam top 10 QS, terutama dalam Social Policy and Administration. Dan program MPA Casper ini ideal untuk mid-career professional, ya. Seperti yang tadi telah dikemukakan, untuk seorang advisor itu penting sekali jurusan ini, researcher, analis, konsultan, atau civil servant seperti saya, PNS seperti saya, ya. Itu jurusan ini sangat baik sekali. Terus untuk kurikulumnya, international kurikulumnya, akan ada 240 kredit dalam waktu 21 bulan, di mana 130 kredit itu ada di year 1 and 110 kredit di year 2. Apa yang saya pelajari di tahun pertama, sekarang saya sedang di tahun pertama, ada social policy analysis, jadi kita akan menganalisa ilmu-ilmu tentang social policy, itu berdasarkan teori dari Dolowitz, teori dari Evan Davis, S.P. Anderson, yang memperkaya ilmu kita bagaimana tentang public policy. Terus juga kita mempelajari tentang research method, gitu. Misalnya kalau misalnya kita ingin mempelajari tentang inequality, kita memakai Gini ratio, terus kita memakai dengan memakai research methodnya dengan memakai bantuan SPSS, ya, produknya. Terus juga kita di pelajaran seperti comparative social policy governance itu kita mengcompare misalnya pendidikan di Indonesia gimana di-compare dengan pendidikan di negara-negara Skandinavia, misalnya Swedia atau Finlandia, atau juga kita meng-compare bagaimana pensiun di negara lain, compare dengan negara kita, atau misalnya probation di negara lain, atau education, atau childcare di negara kita dibanding negara lain, itu yang kita pelajari di MPA Casper salah satunya. Juga kita mempelajari tentang globalization yang tadi Neil telah sebutkan, tentang trade di dunia seperti bagaimana, ekonomi di dunia sebagai bagaimana. Nah, bagaimana penilaian di jurusan MPA Casper dan juga seperti di jurusan yang lain, itu penilaiannya untuk MPA Casper sendiri berdasarkan esai. Esainya itu per subjek, kita diminta untuk membuat esai minimal 5,000 words. Dan untuk di akhir tahun seperti yang saya sedang kerjakan itu policy transfer project itu minimum 12.000 kata. Jadi setiap penilaiannya untuk MPA Casper ini adalah based on-nya adalah esai. Jadi ada presentasi, kita melakukan presentasi secara individual dan juga kelompok. Tapi untuk jurusan ini yang dinilai adalah esainya. Jadi presentasi itu untuk mensupport esai kita, gitu. Dan untuk metode penilaian di sini adalah pass, merit, and distinction. Ya, pass itu ketika nilai kita 50 sampai 59, dan merit itu ketika nilai kita 60 sampai 69, dan distinction itu 70 ke atas. Jadi ketika nilai kita di bawah 50, we didn't pass or we fail. Ya. Nah, itu untuk metode penilaiannya. Juga selain kuliah, kita juga ada online workshop. Jadi kita juga mendapatkan ilmu dari profesor lain dari universitas lain tentang berbagai macam subjek terkait dengan social policy, gitu. Kemarin terkait dengan contohnya health sehubungan dengan COVID-19, gitu. Jadi benar-benar di jurusan ini kita diperkaya ilmu dari berbagai materi, ya, dari berbagai lini, gitu. Jadi benar-benar membuka wawasan. Menurut saya sih sangat bagus sekali ya jurusan ini. Terus untuk selain kuliah, kita punya library, kita punya perpustakaan yang sangat bagus. Jadi untuk mengakses buku-buku, kita bisa mengakses online, kita bisa mendownload secara elektronik. Dan juga kalau misalnya untuk terkadang kan kita kurang enak nih membaca secara elektronik, kita juga bisa meminjam buku-bukunya seperti ini. Misalnya contoh buku-bukunya di perpustakaan itu satu buku rata-rata sekitar 8 weeks, jadi 2 bulan. 2 bulan kita baru kembalikan, dan itu metode pengembaliannya juga gampang, cuma tinggal dimasukin aja automatically. Pokoknya sangat bagus, library-nya sangat nyaman untuk belajar kalau misalnya belajar di library, jadi buka dari pagi sampai malam. Jadi sangat kondusif untuk belajar juga. Dan selain itu, di University of York juga menyediakan namanya academic support. Apa itu academic support? Jadi kayak lebih tambahan di luar kuliah, academic support. Seperti yang kita tahu kan Indonesia gitu, English is not our mother language ya. Jadi terkadang untuk menulis academic essay itu kita butuh penyesuaian. Nah, di sini di University of York memberikan bantuan seperti bagaimana how to write a good essay, about the structure, understanding the topic, how to make critical analysis. Jadi benar-benar kita dibantu di sini dari yang misalnya tidak tahu sama sekali hingga kita bisa membuat essay sendiri yang baik. Itu it's very helpful, I think, adanya academic support community ini. Itu jadi dari University of York menyediakan itu juga. Selain itu di University of York juga ada ekstrakurikuler gitu. Jadi kayak misalnya untuk olahraga kita ada yoga, kita ada tenis, kita ada football. Jadi melepas penat di selain kuliah itu fully support. University of York itu fully support untuk itu. Dan jadi kayak saya juga ikut tenis, ikut yoga juga di sini. Jadi dan terkait COVID untuk olahraga ada yang face to face seperti tenis sudah face to face, tapi ada juga yang masih online seperti yoga masih online, zumba masih online. Jadi di sini bagus banget sih untuk mensupport student-nya. I think that's all, Edwina, from me.
All right, thank you, Putu, for your really fantastic sharing. Now I'll pass this time over to our President of Indonesian Society, Mr. Tondi. Over to you.
Thank you, Edwina. Hello, everyone. My name is Tondi Mirzano Siregar. Currently, I'm a second-year PhD student at the University of York, majoring in archaeology. Edwina, if I may speak in Bahasa, I mean, it will be easier.
Go
Okay.
ahead, please go ahead.
Jadi buat teman-teman mungkin agak mix aja nanti bahasanya. Basically saya adalah ketua dari PP York, Perhimpunan Pelajar Indonesia yang ada di York. Kita ada 3 universitas di Whole York Medical School, St. John, dan juga di University of York yang paling banyak menyumbang studentnya. Kita sekarang consist of 51 students yang ada di York. 49-nya di University of York, 2 lagi di Whole York Medical School, dan total ada 71 komunitas Indonesia, itu termasuk dependents, itu ada yang bawa istri, yang bawa anak, yang bawa keluarga. Dan yang saat ini karena pandemi jadi hanya ada 29 students di York at the moment. Basically semuanya sudah dapat minimum first jab dan juga udah at least dapat schedule-nya untuk first jab-nya untuk vaksin. Kalau ngomongin tentang York, mungkin kayak saya udah tinggal di UK dari 2016 karena dulu I did my masters in Birmingham. Jadi if I can compare between these two cities, I mean, I would prefer York as my destination because karena city-nya safe banget ya. Mungkin Mbak Putu juga bisa confirm. Kotanya safe banget. Juga kita juga got range of variety of awards such as best place to live in the North and Northeast by Sunday Times in 2019, best place to live in Britain, Sunday Times 2019, terus juga city with lowest crime rates, most likely to affect students in England and Wales, dari Complete University Guide di 2019. Jadi kalau kalian datang ke sini untuk sekolah, York is the best place that you can get because the environment and the student support in the uni very helpful and supportive. Seperti yang Mbak Putu juga bilang, that's one of the best in the country as well. Kita juga top 150 di dunia ya. Jadi untuk next term juga kita juga banyak student yang akan datang ke sini. Apalagi kita juga ada dari program ISMA, Indonesian International Student Mobility Awards. Itu jadi kayak basically exchange undergrad students. Itu ada 20 students yang akan datang. Jadi kita expect akan ada 70-80 student tahun depan. Jadi kita growing in the komunitas Indonesianya. Untuk kehidupannya sih di York seru ya Mbak ya. Kayak kita kan heritage city basically York tuh. Dan serba safe, jadi Indonesia community juga karena sedikit jadi lebih dekat satu sama lain. Terus kita juga di voted sama PP UK, Perhimpunan Pelajar Indonesia di United Kingdom, sebagai most devoted PP York karena kita dedikasinya untuk nolongin teman-teman semua yang ada di sini untuk adaptasi, dan sebelum kedatangan pun juga kita sudah handle dari awal gitu sih. Jadi kita harap kita bisa kalian semua bisa masuk jadi keluarga di PP York dan juga di University of York sih. Itu sih pesan dari saya. I think that's all, Edwina.
Thank you so much, Tondi. Our Indonesian society is really active at York, and they have actually been really providing a lot of support to all the incoming students as well, for the new students. Okay, now because Dr. Simona is going to leave us at about 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock Jakarta time. So she has got about 10 minutes to answer all the questions that's relating to politics and all the MPA programs under the politics department. I will take these questions first, and then later on I'll pass it over to accommodation and also for departments for SPSW and how is it, like the rest for Putu as well as Tondi and myself to answer. Okay, so please get your questions ready. Miss, please type your questions either in the chat or the Q&A sessions, then we'll be able to read it out. I'll be able to read it out and I'll answer. Then I'll actually pass it over to Dr. Simona to answer. Okay, anything that's there, the questions about that's relating to MPA and politics, you can actually type it in the Q&A box, yeah? Yes, Rama, can I know, okay, so anything that's related to politics first, okay? Politics, MPA, public administrations, relating to public administration programs, anything that's relating to that for Dr. Simona first, yeah? Okay, so I'm just basically waiting for the questions to come in. Now, Tondi, maybe I'll just pass the, Dr. Simona, maybe I'll just pass the time over to you, maybe to share a little bit more about the activities that is currently happening at the universities for our the students under public administration. Like any, the forms of activities like the online, the seminars, and the things that's really helping the students to utilize their time more at the university.
Are you talking about the activities happening in the Department of Politics?
Yes,
or
yes, in the Department of Politics, yes.
Yeah, so generally our students are involved in a variety of activities which have to do either with specific programs. So we have activities linked to specific public policy programs in terms of guest speakers being invited from the civil service, or we have programs designed for the entire MA cohort to get all the students to meet up. So these are generally related to dissertation inductions, workshops for dissertations or policy reports. We also have social activities. We have film clubs, roundtable discussions, which are organized generally around specific issues. For example, whenever we have elections happening in different parts of the world, we tend to have roundtable activities in which people in the department present their own research in relation to that, and students get to ask questions and participate. We have a very vibrant community within the department in terms of students organizing themselves in diversity of topics. So a lot of societies on a variety of issues. And generally, we had more guests over the last year with the help of Zoom than we would normally have. Also, it's important to mention that the university overall has a very widespread range of activities and workshops and talks going on. And we are in the middle of one of our most important events of the year, which is the York Festival of Ideas, where we have extremely high profile speakers coming to talk at the university. You can check the program online, and it usually takes place in June. And we literally have some of the most impressive speakers around the world lined up for this festival. And in fact, if you look at York, York is a city of festivals of different kinds, which cater not just for students, but also for the wider public. whether you come here on your own or you come here with your family, if you're more mature students. There's a bit of a festival for everyone, if you like, from Roman festivals to Viking festivals to chocolate festivals. So it'll be for everybody's taste. So what I would say is that the university is very well integrated within the life of the community, and that our work also speaks to the wider community, not just within New York, but also internationally. So we hope you will join us here.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Simona. Yeah, actually, there's a questions about the what's the difference between the Master of Public Administrations and also the PhD? Would you like to elaborate a little bit about that for the student named Healy?
All right. So master's program is an applied one-year program, which allows you to engage with both the theoretical part of public policy, understanding public policy from a theoretical perspective, and then applying it to a policy area of your choice. A PhD program involves original research over a wider number of years. Generally, our PhD programs are programs of 3 years, which involve an original research project with the help of a supervisors or supervisory team. We do offer some PhD programs jointly between departments. In politics, we have PhDs in politics, but we also offer a program jointly with environment and politics. And so you can look for PhDs for a variety of joint initiatives across different departments. Which means that you will have supervisors from different departments, and you will share in this interdisciplinary focus that we have here at York. So what I would say, if you're interested in applying for a PhD project, for a PhD program, which is much lengthier in terms of time, you need to have a clearer idea about your specific project. What would you like to study? How that project furthers current research on your topic, to think in terms of what is original about your project, and also to think in terms of how that PhD study can help you in your future career. So generally, what we see is that our applicants for the PhD programs are interested in a further career in academia, and so they are more research oriented, while our MA applicants are interested more in careers in public policy, so which are focused on more practical, a more practical career path, right?
Okay. Thank you so much for your answer for this. And I think your time is already up with us. Thank you so much once again. And I hope that you enjoy your sessions over here. If we have any further questions about the Department of Politics and also the programs for MPA, I will collate the questions, and I'll send it over to you. So thank you, Dr. Simona.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much, everyone.
All the best, and thank you for having me as a speaker.
Thank
Thanks.
you. All right, so we have a questions over here for Prof. Neil. Is MPA Casper eligible for become a lecturer, whether they can actually become an academic after completing the master program?
I guess a couple of responses to that. Yes, and it depends. So I can think of an Indonesian former Casper student who now is a lecturer within, is it STAN, the accountancy college within Indonesia. So that's possible. And there is, I guess, a question about what skills you develop during the master's program and what's required for the particular lecturing post. I guess one of the things that we do on the Casper program, with it being 21 months, is you have the first year of policy and detailed discussion on that. In the second year, you do core research modules, which allow you, if you want to then access a British PhD program, because you need to have core research grounding before you can enter a social science PhD in the UK. But also, those skills allow you to do independent research, and that is typically what will be required within a lecturing post in many places. The other thing that I guess, just to finish off on, don't underestimate the importance of academic study for developing soft skills. You need to be able to deliver different sorts of presentations to different audiences, and a program should help you to do that. And also it should help you develop writing for different sorts of audiences. And if you can develop those skills, those are all things that are required for lecturing positions.
Okay, thank you. I think the another questions from Dia is that, is there a minimum of work and experience as a requirement for Casper program? I think you have mentioned that they need to have at least 3 years of public working experience as a public in the public sector, right? As a government staff, or
yeah, it's public sector or the third sector. We will also look at a range of other experiences and skills. What Casper isn't targeted at is students who are moving from their first bachelor degree to do a master's degree. We expect people to bring some experience with them. Typically people will be mid-career. I don't want to put an age on things, but they might have 7 or 8 years of experience, and that's important because what we really value is that cohort being able to share across different public sector experiences. So it's what they get from us as teaching staff, but it's also what they learn from other public servants that are with them in the group as well. So if, for example, you've recently completed a bachelor's degree, you're looking to move into a master's study, Casper wouldn't be the choice for you. Lots of other York programs would be appropriate though.
All right, thank you, Prof. Neil. So for Danu, now I'm going to answer your question. So basically you're asking about what are the programs that are actually available at the university. For your information, we have lots of different programs. We have got big faculties, 3 main faculties: Faculty of Arts and Social Science, Arts and Humanities, Social Sciences, and also for Science as well. So there's lots of programs that's under each of them because we have different type of departments that's part under the faculty. So what I would suggest you to do is that maybe you would like to ask a specific, like what program that it's that you're interested in. They will be able to give you more information about that. Okay. So thank you for answering, for asking that question. Okay. So that's a question for Prof. That whether like say if it's a student graduated with an undergraduate degree with English education, okay, would they be able to take on the master program such as Casper if they have some work, the required work experience?
So what would the work experience be? Can you say a little bit more?
They have not saying anything. They're just saying that whether let's say they are doing like the undergraduate degree program that is, for example, it's not relevant to any of not politics related or any of the it's like any other subjects. Does it matter or it does not matter?
No. So, in recent years, we have people with a wide range of first degrees. Sometimes they can be engineering, sometimes they can be humanities, they might be law. Some people might have studied public policy before, but, that really is of less interest than that they bring some experience within an organizational setting. So we really welcome the diversity of background disciplines, and that's what public servants bring.
Okay, but it's just that they need to have the relevant work experience as part to be able to benefit, I would say, to be benefited from the program itself, yeah? Okay, so maybe Putu, you would like to share a little bit of your like maybe studying experience, you know, like the off-campus accommodation experience that you have, like maybe the living experience at York, for example.
Yeah, thank you, Edwina. Yeah, I would like to share about my campus, off-campus accommodation. Jadi ya saya sekarang ada kampus, jadi accommodation itu ada dua, on-campus sama off-campus. Jadi kalau mau dekat kampus, tinggallah di on-campus accommodation karena letaknya sangat-sangat dekat dengan kampus. Tapi itu is a choice ya, mau pilih on campus atau off campus. Tapi kebetulan saya off campus itu ya menyenangkan gitu, tinggal di off campus. Kebetulan saya lokasinya juga dekat dengan city center, juga lokasi sangat strategis dengan city center, dengan tempat groceries. Di sini ada banyak tempat groceries seperti Aldi, Morrison, Lidl itu untuk membeli berbagai macam makanan ya, bahan makanan juga. Terus di off campus itu saya tinggal di share house, 4 orang. Itu 4 orang, all of them is international student. 2 of them is Pakistan England. He studied medicine in the University of York. One is he's doing PhD in University of York. She's from Algeria. So, jadi di share house ini kita berbagai macam culture, budaya, itu jadi sangat memperkaya pengetahuan juga. Jadi selain ilmu pengetahuan, di sini juga kita bisa mempelajari berbagai culture dengan tim tinggal di on atau off campus gitu.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, thank you, Putu. So, Tondi, this question, maybe I could refer it to you. Basically, you know, the Rahma would like to know: is it still a pandemic at the, you know, at York or in the UK in general? And at the moment, do you guys study online or offline?
Okay. Well, it's blended learning, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Some of us will have, kita harus ngambil course-nya itu juga offline, tapi mostly yang offline yang langsung di kelas itu untuk yang research based. Jadi untuk jurusan-jurusan kayak biomedical science and stuff, biology and stuff, so itu akan dapat offline learning. Tapi basically sekarang sudah banyak teman-teman juga yang kayak di kelasnya Mbak Putu juga kemarin juga ada acara dan juga ada kelas offline juga ya, kayak teman-teman dari Indonesia juga beberapa udah ada kelas offline juga untuk yang jurusan-jurusan yang non-research based. Jadi sebenarnya blended learning sih, dan tapi juga di sini walaupun pandemi kita harus take 2 tests of a week, itu lateral flow test, just to make sure that everyone is safe saat datang ke offline class. Jadi you don't have to worry about it. Karena kita juga UK government dan University of York juga bekerja keras untuk pandemi ini, jadi kita wajib 2 kali tes. Itu kayak lateral flow tuh mungkin di Indonesia semacam antigen kali ya, basically gitu, rapid antigen test. Jadi gitu sih untuk tadi pertanyaannya apakah online. Udah blended. I think that will be all, Edwina.
Okay, so I think there's a question about spouse working, dependent working in the UK. Is there like a limitation for the spouse dependent to work in the UK? So anyone, like anyone of our students, you know, the dependent or the spouse is actually currently working, while, you know, yeah. So Tondi, would you be able to take this question?
Okay, thank you. Pengalaman dari from past experience from other Indonesian students who bring their wives and kids. I mean, their wives could take to work in the UK 20 hours per week, if I'm not mistaken. So you can work on that range of time within a week, so 20 hours. Yeah, so
Okay. That's good. Then what is the current condition relating to self-quarantine policy when arriving there? I think if let's say if you are from the red listed, because at the moment Indonesia is still in the amber list. So, like in terms of the self-quarantine, maybe is there anything that you could actually advise? We don't sorry, Tondi, would you be able to take this question?
Okay, so jadi di UK ini dibagi 3, red, amber, sama green listed country. Jadi Indonesia sekarang masih di amber list, tapi ada beberapa maskapai penerbangan kayak Turkish Airlines, Qatar, Emirates, and Etihad was included into the red listed country because they're from Qatar, UAE, Emirat Arab, and Turkey. Jadi basically kalau kalian mau datang pakai maskapai penerbangan itu, kalian harus masuk hotel quarantine for 10 days. Tapi di luar itu kayak if you guys naik Garuda, naik Singapore Airlines, atau naik KLM, kalian langsung bisa self quarantine di rumah masing-masing selama 10 hari dengan 2 kali tes PCR test yang kalian sudah harus pesan sebelum kalian berangkat ke sini. Dan University of York juga menyediakan self-isolation package untuk dikirim ke rumah kalian juga untuk membantu kalian beradaptasi selama 10 hari pertama.
Okay, Prof. Neil, this question is for you. Actually, like based on like the social policy, the subjects, the programs that's actually available at the social policy and social works department. What is the most suitable program for civil servant among these programs? Can they actually do it if is there any recommendation, or there's no limit to it, they can actually do across like any of the programs available?
I guess I'll be biased because I'll always want people to join the CASPER program. I'd say we see public servants on a number of the programs that include MA Social Policy, MA Comparative International Social Policy, and they're very welcome. And sometimes it might only be that they have 1 year's funding. I've also seen a number of those students who've been on those programs that then wish that they could be part of the CASPER cohort because I guess there's shared experiences. So I would strongly encourage people who are public servants to look at the CASPER program. If that's not possible, then MA Social Policy, Comparative International Social Policy will offer some really good experiences anyway.
Right. Thank you so much. So my questions, this is the questions for me. For our scholarship program for University of York, we actually offer 3 different scholarships. First one is called the Be Exceptional Scholarship. Basically, this is in a form of tuition fee waiver from £2,500 right up to £7,500. Then we also have another scholarship. It's called the Vice Chancellor Scholarship. So that is about £10,000 in the form of tuition fee waiver. The third one is Great Scholarship for Indonesian students. So this one is the University of York collaborated with British Council to offer this scholarship. So we offer 1 scholarship for that with the £10,000 tuition fee waiver. Okay, so basically in terms of the minimum requirement for IELTS, right? For this year itself, because of the pandemic that's going on, and we are aware that the students, like the challenges of students who needs to take this test. So we have actually reduced it to 0.5 as part of the entry requirement. So we reduced. So generally for all our programs, right, for the SPSW as well as the politics, IELTS is overall 6.5 overall, and then individual band not less than 6. But because of the pandemic last year and this year, we have actually reduced it to 0.5 for it. So basically for the overall entry is 6.5. And then if let's say your individual band, not less than 5.5. But then of course, then we'll be also looking at higher, if you have got really, if you have better English, that English command, that will be better for you, when you're coming over to the university. But in terms of getting an offer from the university, this is the consideration that we have actually done for our students, for our applicants for last year and this year. But we are unable to advise further for next year because next year has yet to come. However, if let's say if you need any information, please feel free to connect with me, or you can actually refer your questions to IBAC as well. They are here to help you whenever you require. Okay. So I think that's about it for the question. Hold on, let me just see whether we have other. No, I don't think we have any other questions. So thank you so much for really staying put throughout the sessions, and we are really glad to see you online with us, and we hope that you have a really fruitful and wonderful sessions with us. Thank you and have a great evening, everybody. Thank you, Prof. Neil, Putu, and Tommy, Pak Hendra, as well as Mika.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Oh, sorry, just one last announcement. If you have like Pak has actually send the link, right? If you want to get the attendance certificate for these sessions, please fill in the link in the chat box. I hope that you have actually clicked on the chat box under the bit.ly/York absent.
They have. All good.
Already.
Thanks.
All good, yeah. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.